Today's passage in Mark picks up very shortly after last week's passage. Jesus is traveling through Capernaum again, and he passes by a tax collector booth with a tax collector there named Levi. Jesus invites Levi with two words, "Follow me." And just as Jesus has done with fishermen and many others throughout the region, when giving this command, Levi decides to follow Jesus without any questions asked or looking back. Very shortly after, in today's passage, we see that Jesus and his disciples are eating at Levi's house along with many other tax collectors and sinners. Now, tax collectors, because they dealt with Gentiles and Gentile money, were considered by the religious leaders of the day as unclean. They were also known to be very greedy. Their job was to work in a particular region, and they had a fixed sum to collect determined by the Romans. And they could collect whatever on top of that for themselves as profit. And so, as Jesus is eating with Levi and many others who are in this profession and are known to be unclean, greedy sinners, the religious leaders, just as they did last week, have objections to what Jesus is doing. They've been watching Jesus go into Levi's house. They're watching all that he has done through Capernaum. And as they're keeping an eye on Jesus and they're worried about what he might be doing, they talk to some of his disciples who are outside the house and ask them a question. They say, "Why does your teacher eat with such people? Why does he eat with these tax collectors and sinners? Why does he eat with such terrible people?" Well, Jesus overhears their conversation and responds to their questions with a proverb by saying, "Those who are well have no need of a physician. Those who are sick need healing from a physician." Jesus then declares his mission. "I have come not to call the righteous, but sinners." While the scribes and Pharisees and other religious leaders were so focused on separating themselves from the sinners and the unclean, Jesus, as he often does, shatters the boundaries between clean and unclean, righteous and sinners, shameful and unashamed. He does not do so just to be contrarian. He does it instead that he might heal the sick and bring back those who are lost. Jesus' mission is not only to call the prostitutes, the tax collectors, and all the other no good, terrible, overt sinners. He comes also to call the self-righteous and the self-satisfied as well. The problem far too often is that the self-righteous fail to see their need for Jesus and healing. Jesus' mission alone is to come and die, that he might give life and salvation for everyone: tax collectors, scribes, self-aware sinners, and self-presumed saints. For he is the God of tax collectors and scribes, prostitutes and Pharisees alike. Jesus is indeed our only hope of salvation and a glorious immortality. And so Jesus calls us, just as he does with Levi, and calls us by our full name, calls us to follow him. Those two simple words that Jesus gives as an instruction and an invitation. Follow me. The question is, will we follow him, or are we so blinded by our own self-righteousness that we're unable to see which way to go, which way to proceed? I pray that we would follow in the footsteps of Jesus, that we would learn from his teaching, and find the life that is available to him, no matter what sins we may be struggling with, knowing that Jesus forgives and heals us from that which may hold us back. I pray that this finds you in an encouragement that Jesus is with you as you follow him each and every day of your life.